Anyways, so I'm going to be on here today. I'm going to just keep this real short, maybe about 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to talk about my own personal experience with low back pain. If you guys haven't seen or don't know, we just launched this project that we've been in the making for about 6 to 7 months. It is the ultimate back pain recovery tool. It's something we designed with orthopedic surgeons, dietitians, pain psychologists. It is the ultimate tool for treating low back pain. It's one of the most common things that we see in the clinic. Low back pain is hard. It's really, really hard to treat. It's so multifactorial. It's more than just exercise. And I think that's the biggest thing that we wanted to get across with this app, is that it's so much more than just what rehab exercises and quotes that you're doing. We know from the research a lot of it is education and activity modifications, temporary activity modifications, and then progressively building up back your strength into the activities that you love doing. With the key word being education is the most important thing. That's why we do a lot of the things that we do online here. Yeah, we show a lot of cool exercises, we show a lot of cool movement variations, but more importantly, we want to demonstrate that we're educated. We're educating you on to manage your own health. I think there's a big, what do we call it? We're missing something right now in how healthcare is working, at least in the United States, and that, us doctors and healthcare professionals, we have all the knowledge, but you guys out there are, I don't want to say missing the knowledge, but if you just had a little bit of that knowledge, you wouldn't have to always go see us in the clinic. You wouldn't have to feel like you're helpless. You wouldn't have to feel like, you can't get the help that you need. And our goal with all these things online is to give you a lot of that knowledge so that you can learn to manage yourself. And I think that's where a lot of where this low back pain comes in. There's so much education in this app. The education that we give to our patients that we see in the clinic, the same conversations we have about lifting techniques, temporary modifications, sitting versus standing, what movements they should do, how hard they should push into pain versus when is that pain. Maybe we should respect it a little bit and back off. Those are all things that we cover in the app, and we are just so excited for it. Anyways, so I'm going to get to my own low back pain experience. So I have been lifting since about sophomore year in high school. Never had any issues, never had any back issues, back pain, deadlifting since then too. My junior year of college, so that's like maybe 6 or 7, I'm not doing math good, 6 years into lifting, I hurt my back really, really bad. I was deadlifting, I was picking it up, I was on the first pull. I don't know what happened, my back started hurting. I had numbness and tingling all the way down my left side. It lasted for about 6 months. It was bad. Like something, I wouldn't say the intense pain lasted for 6 months, but some sort of residual pain, and what I now know is a lot of nerve tension in that leg, lasted for about 6 months for me. In those early stages, everything hurt. Sitting hurt, walking hurt, and I was pretty scared to lift again. Later on that year, I did lift again, hurt it again. I was out for 2 months, and then I hurt it again, and I was out for another 2 months. This was all in college. It probably ended in my senior year in college. And then after that, I was so scared shitless of deadlifting that I didn't deadlift at all. I actually didn't start deadlifting again until my first or second year of grad school. So even I took a year off. So 2 years later, when I learned more and more about, what the pains I was feeling were, what the discomforts I had been feeling, were they safe, were they good, were they bad, and really how to modify the things I was doing, how to overcome the fear that I had with deadlifting. And a lot of that education, the things that I had to go through, I know that many of you guys out there are going through as well. And it may not be lifting. Lifting is a very common one for many people, especially for younger people like myself with disc issues, but that doesn't always have to be the case. And it took a lot to get over that fear, but of course I'm back now. But just because I'm back deadlifting now doesn't mean that I can't get hurt again. I've had flare-ups twice over the last 3 years. Do I get numbness and tingling? Thank God, no, I don't have that anymore. The last 2 times it's happened. But I had some back discomfort, and I had to modify my workouts for about a month and a half, which is why I made that post yesterday. It was actually a repost, but that was from an episode of back pain I had about a year ago. Know that it's very, very common to have it again, and just because it comes back again, it doesn't mean that the world's ending. It doesn't mean that all that you put in, all the work that you put in has gone to waste. It doesn't mean that something's broken, that you're never going to be able to get back to the things that you love. Recurrences are very, very, very common for any injury. The biggest factor that's going to predispose you to a future injury is that you've had the injury in the past. Know that it will happen again, no matter what we're talking about. Back pain, ankle sprain, headache, I don't care what it is. It's going to happen again, and you have to be able to learn to be resilient to it and learn how to accept the strategies. And a lot of these strategies we go over in the app. We partnered with pain psychologists. These guys have PhDs in this stuff. There are so many mindfulness sessions and cognitive behavioral theory for the PTs that are out there. They integrate all that into their mindfulness sessions and teaching you how to overcome pain, how to live with it, how to minimize it, how to put it outside of your scope of what you're thinking of, and how to think about other things. It's truly the most holistic thing that we can have in an app. It's something that, I don't specialize in. I'm a PT, and yes, I'm big on pain science, but that's not something that I went to school with. It's not something that I'm studying. That's not the research that I'm reading all the time. So we connected with other people that is their expertise, that they're going to do that. Resilience, exactly. Building resilience. And a lot of it, our back is for the back, of course, because we know that back pain is so multifactorial, but this resilience comes to all pain. All pain is in the brain. It doesn't mean that it's not real, but it's an output of all the different inputs that we have going in, all the different experiences that we had, past experiences, current experiences, future experiences, how we think about pain, what even patellofemoral, you're saying there's even some good research showing that a lot of it, there's a lot of CNS things that may be altered with patellofemoral pain, all pain, okay? So in this app, these pain psychologists really teach you how to be resilient to pain, how to deal with it, how to conceptualize it better than you may be already, and it helps you, live with pain and overcome it. So again, we're just gonna recap again. Don't be afraid if you've ever had pain, that the world is ending, that life is over, that you've damaged something beyond repair. That's not the case. There are so many things that you can do to slowly progress back into your activities, and you don't have to live in fear of quote hurting yourself again. And know that you probably will hurt yourself again. The chances of it happening are very, very high, but the strategies that you learn that first episode or second episode or third episode can be applied and can be refined and can be made even better to allow yourself to handle that next recurrent episode even more. And it's things like that we cover in this back pain recovery program that we really want to make sure as many of you guys can get a hold of. I'm very fortunate as a PT. I see 13 patients a day. That's the most amount of patients I can see, but that's only 13 lives that I can touch every day. Online, we're able to help so many more people, and especially people that don't have access to quality healthcare. They don't have access to good physicians. They don't have access to good PTs. They don't have access to good chiros. They don't have access to good trainers. They don't have access to people that can help them when they are in a time of need, when they are dealing with low back pain and they feel like the world's ending. This app is going to be able to help you when those times happen. So even if you don't have back pain now, keep it, check mark it, bookmark it. If you have friends and family that that are dealing with something chronic, like I have so many friends and family that reach out to me, and I'm like, well, I'm in LA, so I don't know how you're gonna get here. I can help you on the phone, but there's so much more that this app delivers. Keep it, bookmark it, share it with friends, share it with family. Like I said, it's literally thousands of dollars, $10,000 worth of clinical hours between PTs, dietitians, orthopedic surgeons, pain scientists, all wrapped up in an app on your phone. You can use it whenever, wherever you want. There's even a desktop, which you can see here. And for the PTs out here, we do have an ODI. It's actually really cool. So you can track your progress on an ODI. That's something that you'll be able to see too. There's all these things on like educational pieces, like this is how to keep moving within a pain-free zone. So when you're in that acute phase, we teach you that even though pain might not be directly correlated to tissue damage, we want you to find ways to move pain-free. So during our exercises, we want you moving pain-free during a lot of these things for the first week or two. And then eventually we do start pushing into pain as we educate you more and more on what that pain means, what that pain is actually signaling. And there's all these different pain resiliency training modules that we go through, a lot of mindfulness sessions. In the acute stages, we teach you things like log rolling, how to get up out of bed. I don't know how many of you guys have dealt with back pain, but when I had mine, just putting on my socks was like the hardest thing. Putting on my socks and shoes was literally the most difficult thing in the world because it hurt so freaking much. So we teach you how to make these modifications very, very early on in the process, how to get through your daily activities, because the last thing you want to do is just sit around and rest and sleep. You want to be as active as you can, and we teach you a lot of movement modifications that are temporary, but eventually you will be able to get up however you want to get up, get down on the floor however you want to get down, put on your shoes however you want to do it. But early on, it's really important to teach you how to minimize picking at the scab, for lack of better words. If these things are causing you discomfort, how to minimize it as best you can temporarily before moving on and not having to think about it. We'll actually be making a post later this afternoon. It's a lifting montage that we put together we talk about lifting, and we teach you lifting strategies very early on, how to minimize as much excessive lumbar movement, flexion, extension, whatever it might be, using your legs, using your core and things like that. But as the program progresses, we teach you that, hey, it's okay to lift however you want. There are 1,000 different ways to pick up stuff off the ground. And we filmed a lot of them. It's actually really funny. We're like kicking stuff, like picking stuff up, flipping it up with our hands. But you know, these strategies that you have to make when you're in pain, they're temporary. Know that. When people tell you that you have to lift a certain way, you have to move a certain way, you have to walk a certain way, they're all temporary strategies to mitigate pain in the short term, because there's a disconnect between what you're feeling, what you may be feeling, and maybe what's actually going on physiologically in the body. But know that long term, that you don't have to think those ways. It's not as black and white as you can only do this and you can't do that. And again, throughout this program, we do this stuff. So if you guys have any questions with the program, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, DM us, email us. I put the link to the low back pain app where you can learn more information. There's all the information about the app, what's included, how much it is, all the pricing. A couple questions that we already got asked. How long do I get the app for? You get it for life. So what's amazing is once you have access to the app, you have it forever. It's forever on your phone. You forever have access. You can share it with whoever you want, as long as they have your phone, of course, and your login. So if you're in discomfort now, you get over it. Like I said, it's going to happen again. It 100% will. 2 years down the road, when you have it again, you still have access to the app. You still have access to the program to continue to use it and to continue to see all the different strategies, all the different movement variations that we teach you, and all the different exercises we teach you. Most important through this program is that we're educating you on how to do this yourself. So by going through the program, you should have a better understanding of not only how to deal with the current back pain that you're dealing with, but then how to deal with future back pain. And even to extrapolate that even more, how to deal with your shoulder pain, how to deal with your neck pain, how to deal with your ankle pain, because the strategies are the same. How do we change your loads? How do we change your movements in the temporary? Teach you how to rebuild you up and then progress you back into those things. It's all the same. So please check it out, share it with friends. Right now it is on sale for $20 off for the next 24 hours using the code INSIDER20. It is all lowercase. Again, the code is INSIDER20. Please check it out. DM us, email us if you guys have any questions. Thanks, guys.
Bye.